Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream here with Mint Markets. Today we have Tuesday, and I will jump right into the analysis. At the very beginning, let me remind you that all being said and shown here is my personal opinion and no trade advice. Please do not risk any real money on anything being said and shown here. You could potentially lose money. Let's jump right to the economic calendar. We do have news today at 10 a.m. CB consumer confidence, and that might give us a little bit of volatility today. We have I have already made some annotations for you here on my chart, and I will show you in a second where we at and what we are expecting. We have opened at 9:30 here, dropped into the new week opening gap, rallied so far, closed in the opening range, the shaded area here, and went back up to the 8:30 opening here into the new day opening gap here in yellow, up to the consequent encouragement of this opening range, and we have closed in the opening range gap now, and we will see what else we get further into the news. We have taken out buy side liquidity now here, and I think we have a chance to see lower prices today, and we'll see what we get soon and if we get it very soon. We have taken out buy side liquidity. We're still in this range, in this consolidation here, so we have to be a little bit careful as well, not to have a really hard bias here. We have closed in the gap here, and now we are back below the opening range midpoint, and we will see and observe if we get any market structure shift to the downside. Here we have the first fair value gap after 9:30 here, and I have to remember myself to speak up and speak clear, and I will check out if the chat works. Let me know if you're watching. All right. So far, so good. All right. So far, everything looks good. And looks like the chat works as well. So far, we are still at the midpoint of the opening range gap here. After taking out buy side liquidity, let's see if this high of this opening range is respected, or if we want to go through it. And if we go through it and see this opening range act as resistance, we would not be looking for longs. If we'd see that. And what what I ideally want to see is a market structure shift to the downside. We have sell side liquidity here. We have the low of the opening range here, but we have to see if we do not accumulate here in this opening range and want to go higher instead. So far, we have no bearish indication. We are also in a discount relative to this midnight opening price here and this 8:30 opening price here. We are in a discount. We were in a premium just here at 8:30. And if we check at the higher time frame, we can see that still both scenarios are possible in my opinion on the daily chart. We could find a strength in here in this consolidation range and make another run higher. We could break through here, validate this bearish order block and try to go for lower prices. And so far we are just in the consolidation range, and you can see that it's pretty choppy in here still. So market hasn't decided yet what it wants to do on a higher time frame. And that will be kind of essential for our daily bias as well. So far on the 1 hour, the Nasdaq had already taken its Thursday high out here and also the Monday high out. The S&P has not done that so far, so far S&P is showing strength. If we look for lower prices, we could expect the S&P to follow up here. However, we need some kind of confirmation first. If we look at the Nasdaq in comparison, the Nasdaq has already taken out its Thursday low and already the Friday low from August 16th already. So Nasdaq already found its way lower. S&P has not yet. On the lower time frame, we have a potential market structure shift here. So doesn't look bearish at the very moment here. But we have to see what we actually get. I want to see speed around here, taking out this low with speed and energy, so forming a high probability market structure shift here, and also 1 minute or 5 minute breaker as well. I'm trying to speak up. I hope my voice is clear this time. Yesterday there were some voice issues. Have no clue where that came from. Alright, so far we're still consolidating both indices. We have traded here into this fair value gap from 8 o'clock here. And I'm watching if we respect it. If we, as of now, we are below. I'm seeing if we respect it, if we close below this fair value gap here, if the bodies do not touch the midpoint. That's what I want to see. So far, the news driver did not eject a lot of liquidity, unfortunately. So not a big volatility so far. And so far we're still ranging in the opening range gap here, shaded in pink. That's our opening range gap. Our opening high is broken already, opening range low is here, and so far we're still ranging, and we are in the full hour macro window, so we should be seeing any kind of setup here. So far I'd still prefer the sell side somewhat, but it's really not very high probability. We have buy side liquidity above here. Hello Abdul, welcome back, welcome back. Good morning. All right. So you are already long. So you're a busy trader, always in a trade when you stop by. Yeah, I mean, there is some indication for a long, admittedly. We have buy side liquidity above here. We have moved away from this new week opening range gap, but so far we are in this opening range gap here. We have a market structure shift here. We have a small little fair value gap here. I will mark that. We do have a fair value gap here. On the 15-minute chart, on the 5-minute, sorry. So we have a high, a low, a high, a lower low, and then we broke through that. So far we are basically strong in this opening range gap. Since the bodies, where the bodies closed, that's actually a bullish indication. I agree with in that regard with you, Abdul. So far that doesn't look very bearish. All right. So I guess you traded Nasdaq again. Yeah, it's choppy so far. Let's check out Nasdaq. I'm pretty sure I can identify your trade. So sell side taken, fair value gap here, market structure shift. The 5-minute fair value gap was not reached so far, but we can annotate that one here. And then lower. All right, here we have a fair value gap, so maybe you took this one. And so far it's choppy, so I assume you entered somewhere here. Okay, you're in SPX. All right. You are in SPX, but it's choppy so far, yeah. I can imagine that. Yeah. All right, market structure shift here, fair value gap here, first one here, second one here, probably entered somewhere here, and we are long, going for buy side liquidity, probably here and here. We have relatively equal highs here, looks very nice, and all right. Thanks for your confirmation, Abdul. So we know I'm now aware where you entered, and I'm understanding your trade. Thanks for sharing. So here, yeah, here we have 3-minute fair value gap as well. So far it's still consolidating. Another 2-minute fair value gap here. 1-minute fair value gap down here. First one, second one. So if we refine that, that was actually the second one, the better one. And ideally it should run now. It did not. Here we have the breaker. Basically just touched the breaker high here. Did not really go back down in the range. And if you are right, Abdul, it should break out now. Yeah, it should should find some speed now. We have a high here, a short-term high, took that out already, but it's very choppy so far. We have just closed above the opening range high here. We're inside this fair value gap here. It's really not very beautiful so far. We have taken out buy-side liquidity here, buy-side liquidity here. We have potential buy-side liquidity here. We traded above the midpoint to the high, back to the midpoint, and now if it wants to go higher, we should see some breakout above the opening range high here and see some speed and strength here. But it's really not, there is no very clean fair value gaps here so far. We have an inversion fair value gap here, we can mark that one. So far price respecting that. So as long as we stay strong here, I agree with the bias. I think it might run this buy side liquidity here and then here. But it's not very beautiful. It's nerve-wracking to be in that kind of trade. We are in a discount still, so we are below the 830 price and the midnight opening price. Now we are back in this inversion fair value gap and back into this inversion fair value gap, back below to the midpoint of this opening range gap. Really not beautiful here. I hope you're not too scared in your trade, Abdul. For me, it's not good enough to enter it along here. I'm waiting for now. It's exactly in the midpoint. Also, if we measure the range here, from here high to low, we have 50% here. If we take the whole price swing here, we are at the midpoint. So it's really, I can see both sides of the trade, and that makes me a little bit careful. Sometimes I really have a strong bias. I'm saying like I only want to take this, or only want to take that. And today I'm really not. I could really see both sides. On the one hand, I want to see a market structure shift here and enter a short, and on the other hand, I can see a market maker buy model here and buy side liquidity above. And so far it's still ranging in the upper half of this opening range gap, which so far makes it kind of strong. Yeah, I understand you. So if it ticks all your boxes, it's valid to try it. Yeah, sometimes it's also good to get off the charts, and I agree with you. If it fulfills your model, if it ticks all your boxes, and you're confident, you can try it. If you have a reasonable risk management, it's okay. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but I think the conditions today are at least even. Not saying that you're wrong. I think again, I think it can happen, but I can see both sides, and in the worst, in the best case, it's just a nerve-wracking trade which goes back and forth and goes to your target. Sometimes it's also good to just leave the charts alone. Um, I'm just saying that I would not be confident enough to take a long at the very moment, but I don't want to influence you too much on your trade. In the end, it's your trade, and I don't want to talk you out of it. If you The only thing I'm doing, if I'm not confident anymore, I take a partial off, for example, or I reduce the risk a little bit, not by doing the stop, but taking some size off maybe. I'm just gonna leave. I drink my mango juice, enjoy the mango juice. um, Mango juice sounds amazing right now. I actually never heard about Pakistani mangoes, but I will have from now on, I will have a look. The next time I'm looking for mangoes, I will check where they're from, and I will see if I can find some Pakistani mangoes in our supermarkets. Thanks for the advice. Um, yeah, and I guess mango juice is delicious. All right, so far again, we have touched the fair value gap here. So we've entered now basically the same low of this candle, 5624.25, 5624.25. So we basically nailed exactly the premium high of this 5-minute fair value gap. That would tick the box for me. So that's a long here for me. Just in terms of the model here, high, lower low, fair value gap back into the breaker range, and after payout next summer, I will send you 2.5 kilogram boxes of Pakistani mangoes, lol. Because right now the season for them over. All right, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to your payout, and I'm looking forward to the mangoes. Appreciate that. All right. With that motivation in mind, getting 10 kilo of mango, I will try to stick with my stream. uh, I will try to stream until the mango season. So far, again, back to the potential long trade here. It's still very, very choppy. So far, everything is okay. Yes, right. Austria. That's where I'm streaming from. Great. All right, I'm looking forward, Abdul. Thanks a lot. Um, all right, back to the charts. So far, everything for the long is still in place. It's very slow and ugly so far, but the rules are still in place. We had a market structure shift. We're in the opening range gap so far, and we traded back. We didn't go into the fair value gap, so even though if you had a limit order here, you would have still missed the trade, but it traded right into the premium high of the fair value gap. That's a valid trade entry for me. For me, it's very choppy still, but if one would have entered here in the fair value gap I marked here, he would have already had 6 handles made to the upside. And we have traded also back into this order block here. So far everything valid for the bullish trade. And let's see if we can trade out of this consolidation. Now we made the consolidation high here. So we broke out of the consolidating range here, just a little bit. And again, we have some buy-side liquidity here. So, I can see the bullish setup, but it's just so annoying and choppy. So it would freak me out to be in the trade, to be honest. Everybody of you who is trading or has already traded, I'm especially very impatient. Once I'm in a trade, I'm super impatient. That's my flaw. And with this trade, if I would have entered somewhere here or in this fair value gap here at 10 a.m., these 20 minutes in the trade back forth would have made me crazy. I would have probably freaked out already. Even though it's still a viable trade. It is still a viable trade, and the perfect trade entry for me would have been this one. The perfect trade entry for me would have been this one, 10.17. Trade into take out the liquidity here, trade into the 5-minute fair value gap, if I'm correct. Yeah, 5-minute. And so far it goes. Yeah, very nice. Very nice so far. It looks like it wants to run the buy side liquidity here out as well. From there, in hindsight, it's a nice trade here. 10, 13 handles already. So in hindsight, that would have been a nice trade entry. Outlined the fair value gap before, but didn't take it. Very choppy here. Now finally it got some wings. Finally we broke. Nice. I'm glad. So nice trade, Abdul. Congrats. Congrats that you stick to your trade. Nice, love it. Nice, nice, nice. Great, great trade. I can imagine. I can imagine how you feel. So that's a very nice trade. And thanks for sharing your trade. And now take it easy and enjoy your win. Celebrate the day. Don't jump right into the next trade. Ideally, take your win and go home. Enjoy the rest of the day. You can stay in front of the charts, but maybe just tape reading. You can enjoy the rest of the day and do your analysis without taking an actual trade and celebrate your win. All right, here we have not totally taken out the high. We fell short here a little bit. We have taken out the bodies of the candle, so that's potentially enough. We have traded to the rejection block as well. So far we have some retracement to the midnight opening price, so very nice reaction here. Red line, midnight opening price, took out the bodies, retracement so far. Midnight opening price is discount. One could potentially take a long here. We have a fair value gap here. But I would not enter here personally. I'm just watching it. All right, nice. $35. $35 or $34 is $34. Nice one. And yeah, take 10 minutes off the charts, drink your mango juice. And if you feel like you're not emotionally attached or hyped anymore, you can maybe take a second trade with a low risk. But don't force it. Enjoy the victory. Also, that gives you some discipline if you can manage to stay out. So fair value gap here, told you potential trade entry here, and I think we will make another run now, running this high out. So far the bodies respect the fair value gap here, so we will most likely make a higher high here. And if we really get animated, I can see relatively equal highs here. Now we have taken out the high. I wanted to try a little entry on this little order block here. It was a little bit too late now. Doesn't matter. And we have taken out So we missed that trade. In hindsight, very nice trade so far. Was not confident enough to take it myself. However, we can see in tape reading here was the second entry, running buy side liquidity here outlined. And I think eventually we have sell side liquidity here. That's, I think, where we are going. Relatively equal highs here. So I'm expecting to see 5645.75 being reached today. Very nice buy side liquidity here. If we stay strong above this high here we just took out here. Let me measure how much of a range that is. So now it should run quickly to the second target here. Should not jump around here. Should go quickly with speed and energy to the equal and take out the equal highs here, in my opinion. Volume imbalance here. Let's see if we form a fair value gap here. One-minute volume imbalance here. 1 minute bearish bullish order block. And you're absolutely right, Abdul. To get something you never had, you need to do something you never did before. Alright, so far, fair value gap here, retracement after, order block here. But I still think we will run this equal high out here. I don't think they will leave it intact here. pretty sure we will take out this equal high at some point here. And I will take a small little trade here. Not my model, but I'm still confident. I will try to capture this move here. Pretty confident about the target here. And if I'm right, we should see some support here. And we should take out the relative equal highs here in this session. My stop is below the fair value gap. It's not really 1-1. However, it's below this order block, and if I'm right, I would expect speed at some point here. We should see a closing here, maybe another run into this 5-minute fair value gap here. That's permissible, and we should stay strong here and go quickly into this buy side liquidity at some point here. And once we break out this high here, I will move the stop up a little bit. Not the best trade here, but I think I want to be part of the move here, taking out the high here. I want to show the liquidity run here to this high, and I'm pretty confident we are going to see that. Just a little scalp, not much. The big move, I was not part of the big move. Perfect entry was here. Obviously, that would have been a nice trade. I would have risked more here as well. I was not confident enough back then. Second entry was here as I outlined, and now I'm just going to scalp the last portion here, the liquidity run here. We should see that unfold, in my opinion, and it should do it in a short time and quickly. It should not give the stops a lot time here. That's what I would expect. Volume imbalance here we traded to. We have a wick here forming as support level, as gap, and we have down close candle on the 5-minute, and we should see overtaking that. In my opinion. think if I'm right, we should not have a big retracement anymore, and we should run quickly attacking the stops here. Once we take out the high here, I will move my stop so that we have a better risk reward here. So far it's still a little bit consolidating here, but it should find some wings. We have in 10 minutes, we have the full hour macro here. That should send us higher at least, if not earlier. And if we really overshoot, we have a second high here. So 5646.5. And finally, we have a new day opening gap of this week. We have it at 5650 if we really find some wings. Maybe someone is watching my live stream and tries to scare us out. No. So it should quickly go up now. Stop is again not just below this low, stop is below this 1 minute order block, 2 minute order block as well, and below the fair value gap. So if all this fails, I want to be out anyways. But in my opinion, it should just stay strong here, and it should really now press at some point quickly into this buy side liquidity here. This is way too smooth here, and that should not be. I'm pretty confident that that's going to be taken out at some point. Hopefully it doesn't stop us out before. Should not do that. And not the best trade, but it's the last scalp before a high probability target here, in my opinion. And we have 5 minutes until the full hour macro starts here. So another attempt to run the high, slowly but steady. All right, almost. ICT would probably now say something like, would you feel safe if your stop would be here? No, I wouldn't. Would I prefer it not consolidating that much and just run to my target? I would so as well. Come on, you can do it. It's a little bit annoying. Come on, make it through this high here. 4 more minutes until the macro. And we simply gotta wait. Gotta wait, I guess. We have a rejection block here. We have a volume imbalance here. Yeah, it is annoying. Nothing has changed yet though. We have the rejection block here, inversion level. We have a volume imbalance here. So it traded into that and it should find wings now. 2 minutes until the opening, until the full hour macro. It should start running now. I'm not scared by this retracement here so far. It's all plausible and it's just waiting until the next liquidity injection, and the next liquidity injection should send us higher to take out the high here. Actually, I think I can put it above the higher high here. Trade it back into the body here. Let's see if it can find some wings now. We have 1 minute until the full hour macro starts, so I expect liquidity. I expect a more energetic run in like starting in 1 minute. And it should finally take out the high and make a higher high here so that I can move my stop. And it should do it quickly. Big large candles. Enough sentiment built here. So we are in the opening in the full hour macro now. 20 minutes time window. We should see a liquidity run now. Again, volume imbalance, rejection block here. Fair value gap down here. Now it should run. Should take out the high now. Big large candles quickly. We are in the macro time window. Now we got it. High taken. Perfect. So I will move my stop now. And we should now see around to our target. It should not come back below and take out the lows here. It should stay strong now and run our buy side liquidity quickly with strength and speed. It should ideally not come back down here and chop around. Take out lows. It's not what we want to see. Man, the price action is annoying a little bit today. Too choppy to make. It's not fun. It's really not so much fun. Let me measure the mean threshold of this order block exactly, because I want to have my stop below, and it is below. That's fine. So if my stop gets hit, I want to be out anyways. That's really annoying. How long do they want to keep these equal highs intact? I would have expected it to run it out already, to be honest. But I know if I close the trade now, it will run right. The next candle will run immediately to my target. So if I close it now, you can be certain one straight bullish candle into the buy side liquidity. So I'm not doing them the favor. And I agree with you, Abdul. It is annoying. It really is. But it needs to run now. There's no point of consolidating around here. We have the full hour macro. It should run the next couple of candles. It makes no sense to keep it there for endless time just below the sell stops. have a fair value gap here. We can mark that one here. It should go through that fair value gap and close there. Should finally get some wings. Oh man, is that annoying. I will leave the trade on until 11:10, and if it has not run after 11:10, I will close it. So I have a time stop here as well. If it doesn't do what I want in the next 10 minutes, roughly, I will close it. Very, very choppy. Very, very choppy. But it's way too clean. It's way too clean. They're not going to leave this intact. I am about 90% sure. Yeah, probably someone is watching my live stream with about 50 subscribers and think like, okay, I'm going to troll. I'm going to troll this live streamer. I'm going to since he is in a trade now, I'm going to make him wait. Oh, come on. And it works. I'm starting to get annoyed. I really do. It really works. Scrolling through the time frames. Come on, that's a joke. So choppy. Yay, 50 subs soon, yeah, I hope. 50 would be cool. That's the point, to remember everybody who's watching. If you like me doing this kind of live streams, would really appreciate it if you give the video a thumbs up, and if you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. That would give me a motivation to continue with these live streams. So finally we got it. Finally we hit our target. Red line is hit. So let's see if it has the energy to go to the second high here. But finally, if I would have a partial on, I would take one partial off now. And I will put the trade to break even now. Basically the target was hit already, the first one, and I will see if it has some more energy and room to go for the second high. I think that should be hit as well. And here we go. And we can also observe if it has enough strength to go into this opening range gap here that I outlined with the 5650 here. And so it was just a very little trade example, a little bit annoying to wait, but we got that here. Entered here and exited here. And the trade idea was buy side relatively equal highs here, buy side liquidity, and the entry was on a bullish order block, not a fair value gap this time here. So nothing big, but since I missed the big, oh, doesn't show anything. Okay, doesn't show anything. Maybe broke. Um, Thanks. You too. So I assume you have two winning trades now, Abdul. Congrats to that. And I have at least one, one small scalp. So congrats to you. Um, Now it's time to stop trading, I guess. Um, High probability target is reached. So enjoy your two victories. Go celebrate. You deserved it. And enjoy the rest of the day and come back tomorrow. Also, with that, I will close the stream here after this scalp. There is nothing I'm interested in right now. The relatively equal highs here were taken. We have still this new weak opening gap left. I think if we find some strength, we could still go up there, but I'm not going to trade that after this liquidity run here. We can see a reversal anytime, and I'm content with what I saw today. So we have a nice little scalp here, nothing big, but at least a win and a trade idea to show here in this stream. And if we outline the trade again, perfect entry was here. Would not have been filled with a limit order anyways, because it just fell short, but here would have been the perfect 2022 model entry here. Then we would have a second trade entry here, targeting the first high, and then we entered here in this consolidation basically to target the equal highs. So not the perfect trade in hindsight, but a winning trade, and everything was perfect, delivered perfect as outlined. Everything luckily came like I wanted to. Target was hit, stop loss was not hit, and besides a annoying consolidation, everything went really fine. So I'm glad being able to show you that trade, and I will be definitely back tomorrow. I'm looking forward, if you like, seeing you tomorrow again. I will schedule a stream tomorrow again at around 9:55 New York time. And I wish you all a very good day. I wish you all a very good day wherever you are in the world, and see you tomorrow. And if you leave the video a thumbs up if you like this kind of streams and my live trade examples, I would highly appreciate it if you leave the video a thumbs up, and if you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. That would be a motivation for me to keep going with this kind of streams. And yeah, I wish you guys all the best and see you tomorrow. Bye bye, bye bye. And congrats Abdul again. Enjoy your day. It's a really nice feeling